What's up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video. This is the last Great League Remix video I plan on making for now, as we have Fantasy Cup going live as you're watching this. If you're watching this within the short amount of time in which it went live, I should be live on Twitch, so feel free to go check me out there if you want to hang out. Otherwise, Mantine, Shadow Snorlax, and Swampert. That's the team that was suggested in my Twitch chat. That's the team that we decided to run. Rise. Why Shadow Snorlax? Why not run Lickitung? Shadow Snorlax has way more swag than Lickitung. Is he a better Pokemon to use in the Great League? Probably not, but he's way more fun. He's way more popular. Everyone knows Snorlax. If you ask the random person on the street, they know Snorlax. They don't necessarily know Lickitung. And, I don't know, in terms of a functionality standpoint, maybe I could say he has superpower. Maybe I could say he has more attack. But honestly, it's for the fun. And Shadow Snorlax, let's see if he can live up to the hype. He's going to come in here. Unfortunately, because of the way the opponent played this kind of smartly, they're going to be able to get to 2 moves here before we get to our Body Slam. So I knew that was going to happen, this CMP, but I was willing to do it anyway, just because I wanted to get rid of this Dragonair. So Snorlax kind of just acting as a sponge, absorbing that damage. In comes Gligar. Unfortunately, Gligar is going to be able to farm all the way down, and he actually snipes with a Volt Switch. Very clever play by the opponent, but locking himself in here with the Charge Bug might end up doing a disservice for him, because now what I can do is eat the first X-Scissor, and I can overfarm in this matchup to make sure I come out with nearly a Hydro Cannon, maybe even come out with a Hydro Cannon. And actually, no, I go against that. Instead, I throw here so I don't have to expend a shield. And that way, I still have 2 shields for this Gligar, where I can guarantee I get off a Hydro Cannon. And then hopefully my wing attack damage is enough. Or maybe I'm just willing to expend both shields and reach double Hydro Cannon. It looks like he was committing to fast moves, and once he realized that fast moves were not going to be able to get it done, he top left. So Swampert, the MVP of game number 1. And Snorlax did his role, right? You got to have a role player on every team. Any basketball fan knows that. If you put together a team of just stars, I mean, maybe based off talent alone, they can get it done, they can win, but it's not always the most talented team. Sometimes it's the pieces that fit together. You got to have that grinding, like, hard-nosed type player that does the tough work inside. And here we go, game number 2. I don't know where I was going with that. Mantine into Claude. We safe swap Snorlax, which isn't great because I was hoping to catch a Stone Edge, and then instead he stays in, has a ton of energy. Does Stone Edge me anyway, so I'm able to get off this Body Slam here. Let's see what Cladire decides to do. They're going to actually stay in this matchup, and I'm going to let this go. And I'm hoping it's another Stone Edge, because I feel like if it's another Stone Edge, should allow me to get to a Body Slam here. And I do get off the Body Slam, and a very nice catch by the opponent, catching it onto their Skarmory. But I do not hate this by any means, because this is going to allow me to lock my Swampert in here. And Swampert's going to have a favorable time against Skarmory, especially with that chip damage. Hydro Cannon will be able to 2-shot here. From full health, Hydro Cannon usually doesn't quite 2-shot a Skarmory. We're going to come in. I don't attempt the double CMP. Sometimes you see me get fancy with the double CMP. I don't do it there because I want to overfarm with more mud shots here. And we CMP him again on the next Hydro. Does Skarmory use a shield? They do not. They're going to let it go. In comes Mantine. I decided to chip with a Hydro and then come in with my own, because this Mantine's super healthy. I'm going to need to, like, chip it over time. I go for the Ice Beam. I was kind of hoping he would catch on his Claude, expecting me to go to Aerial Ace, but not only does he not catch, he actually shields the Ice Beam, which is kind of bad for me. But kind of makes sense, right? What else is he really going to shield at this point? He goes for his own Ice Beam, connecting on our Mantine. This is looking pretty close, man. I don't know who's going to win this game. Our Mantine fires off an Ice Beam. Will this connect on his? It does connect. And we're almost at an Aerial Ace. We get off the Aerial Ace. This will probably force the last shield from our opponent. Aerial Ace comes through. I still have 1 shield remaining, and I have to let this go. The opposing Clodsire has energy. So I'm going to put this all on the back of Swampert. Move coming through against our Swampert. What's it going to be? It's going to be an Ice Beam. Oh, no. Should have shielded. Should have shielded. I'm forced to throw energy here. I'm forced to throw energy. I've got to get rid of this Mantine. Mantine goes down. His Cloud's going to get 1 or 2 mud shots. 3 mud shots. That's not good. And then check this out. No, I get denied. I get denied a fast move. Stone Edge comes through. We're 2 away, and it's a CMP. Wait, hopefully me lagging didn't cost me the game here. Maybe this will knock out anyway. But no, Clyde lives with invisible health. And that is the game saying, suck it, Rise. We're taking a really nice win away from you. If you didn't see what happened there. So when my Swampert is going to take out the Mantine, right? I get farmed down. Everything's fine and dandy. You're going to see me lag a turn. So see how the Clodsire has already done its mud shot. And my Mantine it's saying not very effective. Like I've already taken damage and I've yet to do anything. So there goes my wing attack. I only get 1 versus Clodsire got 1 mud shot plus the Stone Edge. So I should have gotten another wing attack there. And I don't, unfortunately. So that makes the difference in the game. That simple 1-turn lag right at the end changes the outcome because this Clodsire is going to live this Aerial Ace. So our opponent that beat us there actually came into the chat to say, GG's, that was their game to hit Legend. I was like, dude, yo, that's awesome, man. Congrats. I was like, I don't know if you noticed, but I actually won that if it wasn't for the 1-turn lag. But close game, man. Great game, and congrats to you on hitting Legend. Very exciting stuff. But yeah, it's tough when you have like a really cool close win that gets taken away because of that. But worse things have happened in the world. That's what I like to say. And we're on to the next one. Next game mentality. Mantine into a Shadow Gligar here. Shadow Gligar, I faced so many with this Mantine lead. Sometimes they shield, sometimes they don't in this scenario. So I kind of mix it up whether I go straight for the Ice Beam or the Aerial Ace. This one shields. And with this team, with Poliwrath, of course, being a semi-common Pokemon these days, I felt like I kind of have to swap the Snorlax to lure out a potential Poliwrath if it's there. Snorlax doing his thing, going for super power, it connects, and I'm not going to mess around. I go for another, and I actually get the CMP here, which is pretty nice for us. Super power, not going to be quite enough to knock out, but puts the Skarmory low, and I assume our opponent's going to be smart and undercharge this, which he does. He undercharges, gives himself more farm, but he gets a little greedy and actually allows me to take switch. So I think he got a little bit greedy with the undercharge, because now I take switch, and I'm actually going to pivot out of here. Oh, no, maybe he's just lagging. Never mind. Looks like he's just lagging, or maybe he got frustrated at the play he made, so he stopped tapping. Who knows? But we're going to shield here. I think it's usually better to have 2 against 1 when you don't know what's in the back, so we're going to preserve some health, and it is the Poliwrath. So kind of weird by our opponent. Could have come in with Poliwrath against our Snorlax, but maybe in his head he was thinking we were trying to lure out the counter user, which we kind of were. But in this case, he probably would have been better off just going Poliwrath into Snorlax and then having Skarmory for Swampert in the back. Mantine gets off another Aerial Ace, draws the final shield. And this, you guys are going to get mad at me about what I do here. This was so unnecessary. I actually don't like that I did this in a game where our opponent may have lagged. If he didn't lag, I'm totally fine with it. But if he lagged and I unnecessarily like overfarm Earthquake here, that's kind of rude. So I take responsibility. Put me in timeout. Who's the teacher in the chat? What's my pun? Do I have like after school detention? That's my bad, Ace Leader Sky. Especially if he lagged. If he didn't lag, I think it's all fun and games. If he lagged and I kind of BM'd, that's not cool. Because I would be upset if I lagged and someone BM'd. So you got to always think about like, that's the golden rule. Like, how would you feel if someone else did that to you? If I lagged and I felt like I might have lost because of it and then someone BM'd, I'd be upset. So I take an L there. I take the L. Whimsicott, in our last video, our team would have instantly lost. This video, this is much better. I swap in Lax immediately when I see the jelly. Unfortunately, it's a bubble jelly. So I actually probably could have just stayed in with Mantine and done pretty well here. Unfortunately, this is not going to be the best scenario for me because I don't have any threatening charge moves for this Jellicent, and the bubbles are adding up. I go for a body slam here. I'm keeping an eye on the amount of health he leaves with. Maybe I can lick down. But then with that amount of health, I thought maybe he lives one lick. So I actually play it safe and throw my second body slam here. Knock out the Jelly. Whimsinator is going to come in. And based off the amount of damage these Fairy Winds are doing, I don't think we're going to reach a second body slam here, which is unfortunate. Wim's going to come out of here with lots of energy. I'm already down a shield, so I don't feel like I can shield this. I get denied, like it's my job, as Home Slice Henry said. And Moonblast connects. In comes Walrein. That's going to be a GG. So we didn't play that game great. If I had stayed in, I don't know. I think no matter what we did is going to be kind of tough, because if I stay in, I think that was my best bet. I think staying in was my best bet against the Jelly, because then I have Snorlax on Whims and then Swampert on Walrein, which isn't great still, but might have been a better scenario. I go for the Hail Mary Earthquake, since I'm not going to get Bait plus Earthquake anyway. And Sandodu with a nice win against us. GG's. Terrific battler from France. And it's on to the next set. We're restarting our app. And there's a sneak peek. Looks like a fellow Guzzlord user here in this next battle. Mantine into Guzz. Looking into the abyss. That is Guzzlord. His mouth like leads to an alternate dimension. And we're going to play this out. We take the Dragon Claw. That was kind of weird. Did I like almost tap Ice Beam? I don't think I would do that. Huh. That looks really odd if you saw what I'm referring to. I go for the Aerial Ace. Then I go for the Ice Beam here to either threaten the shield or the knockout. Ice Beam connects. Knocks out the Guzz. In comes Lax. I hard swap Snorlax. And I think this is okay. I'm going to overfarm as much as I can. I'm going to take the gamble that he's not going to Brave Bird me. And I do make the correct call there. Going to go for the superpower now. Will he use a Protect Shield in this scenario? He does. Nice shield by the opponent. Going to superpower again. I'm only going to get to one move no matter what. So I'm just going to go for this. This way I give him a little bit less farm as well as he Steel Wings me down. I think... Oh, I come in with Swampert. Interesting. I get denied again. Oh my god, dude. The denials are so bad for me right now. Gonna overfarm by one. Throw the Hydro Cannon to try and get rid of this Skarmory. Let's see what our opponent decides to do. He's gonna let it go. He's gonna put it all on the back of Jellicent. And I'm gonna go for an attempted catch on my Mantine. And the reason I feel like this is kind of safe is because even if I'm unsuccessful in the catch, which I was, he has the Shadow Ball to take me out. So he actually surfs, and now he's going to go for a farm down, it appears. But not before we get off an Aerial Ace and potentially another Aerial Ace. And look at that second Aerial Ace coming through, and now we've got like double Hydro on our Swampert. We can just go straight Hydro Cannon, and we're chilling. He's forced to take it because he knows Earthquake will do the most. I go for the extra Mud Shot. I shield, because even if I get baited, I know a Shadow Ball won't quite knock me out. And I've got the double Hydro, so we are chilling here. Swampert turning back time. We haven't seen much from Mr. Swampert lately, but he's proven the fans, the doubters, wrong. Yo, I'm still like that. Swampert is still like that, ladies and gents. And it's on to the next one. Yeah, Jellicent a little bit awkward for this team. Has play against all our Pokemon, especially if it's running Bubble. It's better against Snorlax. If it's running Hex, worse against Snorlax, but better against Mantine. So that's another kind of random tip is when you guys are playing this game, there might be a Pokemon that is tough for you with a certain moveset. Maybe Powder Snow Sand Slash is tough for your team, but maybe that it having Powder Snow benefits one of your Pokemon, and you can change how you kind of play around a Sand Slash versus if it's Shadow Claw, maybe that helps it out in another matchup like a Lickitung or something. Whiscash, terrific lead for us, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. What's the safe swap going to be? Okay, apparently they're staying in. So apparently they're double weak to Mantine here. I'm going to throw my Aerial Ace before any potential Scald debuff. He comes in with his own Mantine, and we don't have an obvious answer. So I'm just going to probably commit to staying in here. Maybe swap out eventually if I feel like it. Let's see, I Aerial Ace, and then, okay, I take it back. I Aerial Ace, and then I go straight Snorlax. This isn't the most amazing situation because Mantine's going to outpace us, and its bulk is going to allow it to withstand a body slam here. So I'm really hoping I can, like, lick down after this body slam, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't think I'm going to be able to lick. Oh, but he Ice Beam, so maybe I can. Go for the lick down. And I think the opponent would have been better off going double Aerial Ace there rather than one Ice Beam. So a little bit of a misplay, but in their head, maybe they thought Ice Beam would be enough to knock out, plus the Aerial Ace damage. Or sorry, the Wing Attack damage. So this is looking pretty solid for us. But in comes a Mandibuzz. So I'm going to I actually throw on CMP, which is not ideal. I don't know why I did that. You know what I think that was? Wait a sec. Let me take a look at this. Sorry for rewinding. Did I lag a turn again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I did the right thing. I come in, I throw at 6 because he should be 1 turn behind. So that should be 12 turns versus 13 turns. But because I lag a turn again, I get the CMP. Ah! Daily Rise freak out. That's probably the most I've ever freaked out on the channel. That was pretty crazy. But yeah, I lag a turn again. And now, because Mantine has such a dominant matchup against Whiscash, I'm just going to swap in my Swampert here with the goal of doing as much damage as possible before going down. But we're saving our shield for Mantine no matter what at this point. We feel like Mantine is our closer. Mantine is how we're going to win this ball game. Swampert spamming away, doing his thing. Spamming off Hydro Cannons. That's what Swampert's best at. Opponent gets a little bit greedy, allows me to throw another Hydro Cannon here. This is going to draw the final shield. And he swaps in Whiscash. I'm perfectly content just letting this go because I can hopefully sweep here with my Mantine. I'm going to try and go for an entire Wing Attack down, come out with an Aerial Ace, or an Ice Beam rather. And an Ice Beam would be enough to knock out Mandibuzz at its current state of health. Going for a full Wing Attack down. I also could have like thrown my Aerial Ace earlier, and then maybe I would have enough health to withstand a move from Mandibuzz. But I felt like this was fine. Wing Attack down. Come out with an Ice Beam. We don't lag a turn for the first time ever. An Ice Beam will be enough to freeze and knock out the Mandibuzz. There we go. Skip to the next battle. Looks like I've got some time in between. And who we got next? Who we got next? Battle starting. Runeves. Recognize that name. Mantine into Gligar. Quite a few Gligars in this meta. Mantine versus a Shadow variant of Gligar. We're going to CMP. I go for the bait this time. I haven't always been baiting. I don't know if the game against Elum is in this video, but we do play Elum. And it's a little bit different. He calls my Aerial Ace like a savage. I swap Snorlax. He swaps a Shiny Skarmory. Very cool. Shiny Skarm. Both of us not wanting to throw our energy first. I eventually will throw my superpower here. And he shields it. People keep making the correct calls with their shield. It's very annoying. But credit to them. Nice calls. Superpower. Connects this time. He's probably going to undercharge like we've seen the situation before on the Snorlax versus Skarmory safe swap. Beautiful undercharge. Farms us down, comes out with energy. And this is tough. I lag a turn. If you saw there. Beautiful. Can't imagine that happening. And so we miss out on a free mud shot there. Gonna throw Hydro Cannon to try and get rid of this Skarm before it gets to another move on us potentially. Hydro Cannon draws the final shield. And I'm going to respect a potential Brave Bird here. Let's see. It is a Brave Bird. And he's going to dip out and wisely throws his energy before I can get off my Hydro Cannon. Kind of lost track of his energy at this point. So I decided just to do 3 and throw. I think I could have done 1 more, but playing it safe. Hydro Cannon knocks out what's in the back. It's an Empoleon. It's the Emperor Penguin. And we're going to go for the big Earthquake. Make the ground shake. That was kind of poorly timed, but anybody remember that? The Harlem Shake when that was like a huge trend? That seems like so long ago. I forget if that was even like when I was in high school or college. The years are flying by, ladies and gents. The years are flying by. Next opponent. What do we got? Mantine into Poly. Terrific lead. I'm going to try and maintain this alignment. In comes Scar. I'm going to swap with my Swampert And you're going to see this matchup play out pretty poorly for me. And probably just pretty poorly played by me. So I shield the first here. Going to get off a Hydro Cannon. I'm making sure to keep track of Skarm's energy. And now here, I had two things I could have done that probably would have been the better options. I could have undercharged this, or I could have just waited for Skarmy to throw first. But by fully charging and allowing Skarmy to still get off its move, now I am going to have less energy than I could have had going into this Poliwrath matchup, and I'm down 2 shields. So if I was going to go down 2 shields, I probably should have like maximized my energy to the fullest here. He shields my Earthquake, which kind of surprised me. I felt like with a Mantine lurking, he might be more inclined to just let it go. Let's see if he shields both of them. Second Earthquake, he shields both of them. So we keep our alignment, but now he's got a ton of energy on Poliwrath, which is pretty concerning for us. At least we don't get denied for like the first time this video. But like 3 Icy Winds plus all the counters might be enough to knock us out. Also, I had an opportunity to throw Aerial Ace before the second Icy there, but for some reason I thought he would like catch it, so I didn't throw it first. So another mistake by me. Another mistake, which could be really costly. And he catches on the Charge-a-Bug. And oh my gosh, dude. He's playing perfectly. He's playing absolutely perfectly. I do 1 wing attack and then swap. And now he's already at 1 shy of double, or is he at double already? He was 1 shy of double, so I go for the body slam. And our opponent here is going to show me the business. Going to knock out our Snorlax with his Charge-a-Bug. And I'm not going to be able... I have to come out with an Aerial Ace because he has an Icy Wind loaded. So I had to commit to a farm down. Throwing my Aerial Ace there doesn't do me any good. And our opponent just totally outplays us there. We could have played a lot better. Like 4 different things we could have done better in that short time frame. But it's all good. And here is Mr. Elum. In this game, looks good for a while. Mantine versus Gligar. We've seen so many people call this Aerial Ace bait, so I figure, you know what? I'm going to go for it this time. Why not let it fly, as Chris Smoove says? He goes for the Aerial Ace. We're going to go for the Ice Beam, and I say, why not let it fly? Knocks out the Gligar. I'm like, all right, this looks pretty good. I do 2 and swap Snorlax. I would have liked to swap earlier there and not do 2 pointless wing attacks. I would have liked to just swap instantly because now the Steelix is well ahead of us and makes this matchup less good for Snorlax. I go for the superpower here. Let's see if he's going to call it or shield. He shields this time. And he's going to throw 1 after just to make sure he gets rid of our Snorlax. Snorlax goes down. I'm going to wait out my full switch timer here. And Steelix is just so oppressive with its fast move damage. It's a little bit concerning. I come up with Swampert. I do lag a turn, but I don't think it really impacts much here. Because I would have gotten 5 mud shots anyway, so 1 turn lag doesn't change anything there. In comes Jelly, and now I go for the EQ, and I regret how I play this. I stay in. I don't know why. I don't know why I stay in. And I don't know why I don't shield. Yeah, I'm not sure what I was thinking. I think I was thinking maybe I can Hydro Farm down, get to 2 moves. I shield the Surf. But yeah, I get the bait here. Oh no, I figure I'm not even going to get to a bait plus an Ice Beam, so I just go for this. So yeah, that game was looking really good. And we kind of just played it like really bad, to be honest. Steelix is an oppressive Mon. It's kind of tough to deal with at times. And we just had a really poor endgame management. So after here, here's how we win this game. Like if he showed the Ice Beam, like maybe we're the ones that are behind. But he lets the Ice Beam go here in the lead. Me simply doing 2 wing attacks here already is really awkward because now my Snorlax is basically like 2 full Dragon Tails behind. If I just instant swap, I think that's a lot better. Even if I instant swap Swampert, that's better. and could have led to a win. Staying in a little bit too long. I think Snorlax, we just played it safe. That was fine. Maybe a bait would have been better, but you can't really blame yourself for like bait, non-bait. And then here, yeah, I don't understand why I would stay in. Because a one mud shot catch there would have been so simple and then just probably wins us the game on the spot. So, I don't know. Played that game really badly. GG's to Elum. He came in to say GG's to us afterwards. And he's such an amazing battler, so always a pleasure to play him. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. I might be live on Twitch right now, doing some Fantasy Cup Great League as you're watching this. And yeah, all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.